Hello and welcome to Painkiller. This is something that I learned from Onami, who is a spiritual teacher and healer. She made this a compressed version of the grief recovery process. Grief is conflicting emotions that occur as a result of a great change. This causes us to have unfinished business with something or someone. When we acknowledge the full spectrum of a relationship, we are able to cut the cords of pain, no matter if the person is living, dead, or unborn, so that only love remains. We are not saying goodbye to the person, we are just saying goodbye to the pain, so that even if this person isn't with you anymore, this experience can be something that nourishes you rather than causes pain. This is a complete cord-cutting ceremony. You can do this as a meditation or a worksheet that you can find on my school community under the Anahata chakra. After this, you will feel so much better. Be ready to pause throughout as much as you need and speak freely from your heart. No one will hear this except for you. If you put your whole heart into this, you will receive incredible results. I am absolutely honored to be able to walk you through this. This has been instrumental to me on my healing journey and letting go of pain from the past in order to move forward in life. Are you ready to begin? The first step is step 1, the emotional truth. So this process contains a formula for remembering and recording the emotional truth of a relationship. This is your truth. It's okay if no one agrees with you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to analyze, or you don't even need to make any sense. And it may or may not be an emotional process for you. Are you willing to tell your full emotional truth here, even if you're the only one that sees it this way? Pause and answer. Step 2, diagnosing grief. Grief is conflicting emotions that occur as a result of a great change. It's not just feeling sadness after someone dies, it's conflicting emotions that cause us to feel like a relationship isn't complete. You're feeling the weight of having unfinished business with someone. For example, you can love someone so much and miss them, while also acknowledging that they weren't good for you and feel angry with them. Some examples of a great change could be loss of a job, moving, breaking up with someone passing, or the birth of a child. Even a change in routine. Anytime we experience a great change, we can experience conflicting emotions. These conflicting emotions are called grief. Have you recently experienced a great change? Pause and answer. Maybe the change you experienced was a long time ago. Is that the case for you? Unfinished business is things you wish you did differently, better, or more. Do you feel like you have unfinished business with something or someone? Unfinished business creates painful, energetic cords that make it hard for us to forgive and move on. If we cannot forgive and release the pain, we carry the weight of it around, and it affects every area of our lives and our ability to receive and experience life fully. Unfinished business may feel like reaching for something or someone that was always there, only to see that when you need it one last time, it's not there. Unfinished business may also feel like reaching for something or someone that was never there, only to see that when you need it one last time, it's still not there. Are you having a hard time forgiving and letting go of someone or something who was always there? Or are you having a hard time forgiving and letting go of something or someone who was never there? Great. Now we are at step 3. This is the completion letter. This is the final step, and I will prompt you to initial after each section. We have to finish this entire step. We have to finish the whole thing for it to be complete. So I'll prompt you to initial after each section, so if you do get interrupted, you can come back to it and finish it. But I would recommend doing it fully in one sitting. And I also will be prompting you. You'll know to say the name of the person or the thing when I say dear. In writing the completion letter, you will be closing the unfinished business that is causing you optional pain. You are not forced to live with this pain for the rest of your life. And you're not saying goodbye to the person, place, or thing, only the pain. There is no need to contact the person, living or dead, or unborn, for healing to occur here. There is no need to tell anyone you've forgiven them. This is just for you. Are you ready to begin? Pause and answer. Please say the name of the person you are grieving. Dear blank. I've been reviewing our relationship and there are some things I need to say. My first memory with you is... Pause and answer. When I revisit this memory, I must acknowledge that... Pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Dear, as I continue this journey towards completing our story, I need to acknowledge that in all relationships there are ups and downs. I need to acknowledge that in our relationship there were ups and downs. In order to heal, I need to honor both sides of the story with no criticism, analysis, or judgment. This may or may not be emotional, but I will not skip any. Often it's much easier to remember the bad times than the good times. To complete the unfinished business, we need to acknowledge and honor both sides. Initial here. Thank you. Dear, the first high point in our relationship that comes to mind is... Pause and answer. When I remember this, I need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pick one of these. Either need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Dear, I now need to acknowledge a low point in the relationship to heal the pain and hurt that I've been carrying around of our experience together. The first low point that comes to mind is... Pause and answer. When I remember this, I need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Dear, there are only 2 more high points and 2 more low points to recall, and then I will be free of the pain that is binding us. The second high point that comes to mind is... Pause and answer. And when I remember this, I... Select one. Need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. The second low point that comes to mind is... Pause and answer. When I remember this, I need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Dear, The final high point I need to review is pause and answer. When I remember this, I need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. Dear, the final low point I need to review is pause and answer. When I remember this, I need to apologize, need to forgive, or need to honor that. Pause and answer. Closing statements. This is the final part here. Dear, I have learned so much from reviewing our relationship. In order to be done here once and for all and remove all blocks to receiving, I need to acknowledge that if I knew we were really saying goodbye, there's at least one thing I wish I had done differently. And that thing is pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. And if I had really known that we were really saying goodbye, there's at least one thing I wish I had done better. And that thing is pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Finally, in order to heal, I need to acknowledge that if I knew we were really saying goodbye, there's at least one thing I wish I had done more. And that thing is pause and answer. Initial here. Thank you. Now, the time has come for me to say goodbye. I am saying goodbye to the pain of our relationship because it is leaving. The pain attached to this name that I say is leaving. For my final statement, just because pause and answer doesn't mean pause and answer. When I say goodbye before your name, our business will be finished and the process will be completed. Any and all blocks to receiving caused by the grief of this relationship will be removed. So when you're ready, I want you to please say goodbye, name, to the person you're grieving. Initial here. Thank you. This ceremony is now complete. Thank you so much for doing this work. You did great. You are helping to make the world a better place with more love and more compassion and releasing this pain. You are not alone. I love you. Thank you.